Hey, this is Rich, and this is not the video we normally do. This has been a crazy couple weeks in the shop, but I am standing in front of the cheese castle. It's not a castle made of cheese, unfortunately, but there is cheese inside. Just came back from in there, got a couple little things. But I wanted to talk about what we have in the club this month. We're focused on Northwest cheese and wine, and even though I'm in Wisconsin, which is kind of a different place for cheese, we have a great selection for you this month. So first of all, in our standard club, we've got 4 really cool cheeses. The first of which, we've got Beecher's Flagship Reserve. This is a cheddar style cheese made in Washington. The curds have to be just right. The milk has to be just right to make this cheese. It's a cloth bound cheddar style cheese. It's a cheese we carried the day we opened. We don't have it all that often these days, but I really love it. I think you'll love it too. It's kind of a sweeter style cheddar. They typically use some Gruyere-ish cultures instead of your classic cheddar cultures, and I think it's really fantastic. Secondly, in the standard club, we've got Caveman. This is from our friends at Road Creamery in Oregon, Central Point, Oregon. And I love this cheese. It's one of my all-time favorite blues. This is also a day one cheese for us. And for me, it's just kind of has everything I want in a blue. It's got a good blue flavor, not too strong, not too overpowering. Still has a little bit of creaminess to it. Just a really beautiful cave-aged blue. We have a really interesting cheese from a smaller producer, Cascadia Farms. This is a Washington producer, and the cheese we've got is called Sleeping Beauty. This is named after a mountain range, or a kind of, well, not a mountain range, but it's kind of the beauty between Mount Adams and Mount Hood. And this cheese is aged in these, like, their aging room is basically these old lava tubes that, so there's like this ancient, like, air coming from underground. Just a really cool story and a really cool facility. The cheese itself, kind of funky at the rind as far as like the way it smells, but the way it tastes, really fantastic. I think you're really, really gonna love Sleeping Beauty. And then our 4th cheese, I'm gonna have to look at my notes because I can't remember what we have. Sorry. Oh yes, the 4th cheese, how could I forget? Red Butte from our friends at the Beehive Cheese Company in Oregon. So this is a cheese that, I mean, not Oregon, Utah, sorry. This is a cheese that is studded with hatch chili peppers. And I remember when they very first started making this cheese, Pat Ford called me up, one of the co-founders of Beehive, and he's like, hey, I've got this cheese that we're only selling here in Utah to this one shop, but I think you'd like it in Texas because we were using hatch chilies. And I was like, well, we don't do a lot of flavored stuff, but what the heck? And so they started sending us some. It was a huge hit. And for about a year, us and this little tiny store in Utah were the only 2 places you could get it. And now it's kind of all over the place, but I love it. My daughter actually asked us to bring some up for her on our visit here this weekend. So excited about that. And then as far as the accompaniments in the club, we've got a Marionberry jam that is made in Oregon. Marionberry, like, it's something I wasn't familiar with until I started visiting my relatives in Oregon. And I'll tell you, Marionberries are really awesome. Super seasonal, smaller season than you'll find with blackberries or blueberries, but I think something really, really exciting. And then the other thing we've got is we've got 2 little candy bars in there by Tom Bumble. And this is, these are like, the best way to describe it is if you like Butterfinger at all, this is like the best Butterfinger you'll ever have. Like, it's flaked peanut butter. There's a smooth, and then there's kind of a crunchier version. We put one of each in there, and they are just, I fell in love with this last year when I was visiting a shop in Minneapolis and had to bring it in. And when we were looking for products that were made in the Northwest, this was one of the first things that came to mind. It'll be great with every cheese in the box. As far as the rinds that are edible in that standard selection, Caveman, not so much. Same with really all of them except for Red Butte. Red Butte has a Cajun spice rub put on the outside, and it's really great. For our deluxe club, we've got a couple of really cool cheeses, one of which is called Bonneville. This is by Daniel's Artisan in Washington. They use a Syrah to soak the wheels of cheese in. So you'll look at that rind. It is edible. It's covered in red wine, and it's got this sweetness. You can taste that wine flavor, but it's still really well in balance. And it's a really cool cheese. And then the other cheese we have is from Briar Rose. They're located in Dundee. This is called Maya. Briar Rose, just such a cool little creamery. Sarah Marcus is a cheesemaker. She is fabulous. I've had the chance to visit a number of times. And Maya is a wash rind cheese, so a little bit funky, but really accessible, really, really tasty. I think you're going to love that. And then our accompaniments with the deluxe cheese, and that rind's edible too. For the deluxe accompaniments, we have, of course, hazelnuts grown in Oregon. Up there, they're known as filberts, in case you were wondering, but those are great with cheeses of all kinds. And then an accompaniment that's locally sourced, but isn't really necessarily for the cheese, is just something that I think is really cool. And that's from our friends at Jacobson Salt. Jacobson, the founder searched all over to find the perfect spot to harvest salt in the Northwest. So this is all hand-harvested sea salt. And the one that we have is a smoked salt that should be great on all sorts of things you want to cook with, or it's a great finishing salt on salad if you want to just add a fun flavor component to it. I think you'll really enjoy that. So those are our selections for our Standard and Deluxe Pub this month. We're really excited to feature the Northwest. I also want to mention next month, we are doing something really fun and interesting. We are focused on different types of cheese rinds. So every single cheese in the box will have a different rind style. We're also going to include a little informational sheet about different rind styles and kind of how they come to be and what that means. And we'll also do some explaining about that in the video as well. But excited for you guys to try this Northwest cheese selection this month. Excited for next month. I hope you guys really enjoy it. As always, if you have suggestions, comments, questions, shoot them to me, rich@scardellocheese.com, and we'll see you next month.